an amazing movie. It was so super, super, super funny.
Thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. That's the reaction we wanted.
Tell me a little bit about it. I mean, you co-wrote with your husband. So, I mean,
did.
how do you get into funny? I mean, how do you like find things like that? I don't want to give too much away, but it's just like, oh my God.
I co-wrote it with my husband Ben, and then one of our closest friends, Steve Mallory, who actually in the film plays Carl, with the beard, that I say terrible things about his deceased wife. So we wrote it with him, and I came up with Michelle Darnell about 15 years ago at the Groundlings Theater, which is an improv theater in Los Angeles. It's where I met Ben, where I met Steve. Strangely, where I met Dax Shepard, Kristen's husband, before they ever met. We all go way back. And I just she came to my head one day, and I knew everything about her. I knew how she dressed, how she talked, how she stood, how her cadence was, how aggressive she was. She came to me in kind of a 3D form. And I did a sketch at the theater where I went into the audience and I did a how to make money seminar. And I just could never let her go. Over the years, I would still talk about her, and her backstory kind of kept growing in my head, and I'd say more things about her, and we'd be talking about one thing, and all of a sudden I'd say, I think Michelle was an orphan, and Ben would say, like, we're not even talking about her. It's been 5 years. You're still talking about this character. I just kind of loved her, and I wanted to kind of tell her full story.
You did a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you.
So now, the clothes. Oh, my God. I mean,
I miss those clothes. I truly, truly miss... I mean, when I first did the character, she looked very much like that. She had short, spiky red hair. I wore a turtleneck in the theater up to here. And when we started, Wendy Chuck is our costume designer, who's amazing. And when we kind of started building her, it became so fun and also kind of so luxurious. Everything was like charmeuse and cashmere. And it just, like, the more ridiculous she got, the more we loved it. And I have to say, at the end of a day, like, I spent all day in this kind of amazing, with the hats and the capes and the scarves and the bows and the nails and the heels. And then at the end of the day, I'd put on my sneakers and, like, ripped jeans. And I was like, all right, I kind of miss Michelle.
You don't think those clothes we're going to see somewhere down the line in your fashion line somewhere?
I think a little bit of Michelle will always be with me. I mean, I always love a bow. I love bows and ties and all of that stuff. But I did kind of learn, really dressing up. I mean, I'm always one to be like, take some risks, have fun with it. But I've done some more, I think some more adventurous pieces, I think, with her in mind, of like, why not make a reversible cape? Michelle would love it. Like, I love things like that. I love to kind of push the boundaries with everything. So I think she's creeping her way into my clothing line.
We see you selling things, and you also said, like, oh, there's nothing I cannot sell. So now...
Wait, I said that?
Yes.
Me personally?
There's everything. No, in the film. But that's what I'm saying, like, you personally, what would there be if you would have to sell something now? What could you sell?
You have to sell every movie. You have to sell when you want a part. You have to get in there and sell yourself. I have a clothing line. I have to sell every time I want a certain piece made or a certain fabric or a print. I mean, I constantly come up against people that are like, that's too much, that's too crazy, that's too this, that you shouldn't do that. And if I really, 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 truly feel like it's the right thing, I fight for it. But, I mean, when you fight for it, you got to sell it. You've got to convince somebody to think you have the right idea.
And is there anything you ever had to sell, something funny, like, phone sales or something like that?
I took a job when I was probably maybe 18, where it was like 5 of us in a motel room, which was very dodgy. I thought it was going to be like a conference room, and I was like, there were 2 beds, like a really bad motel, 2 weird beds, and there were 5 phone books on each bed. And we were given a sheet of paper, 2 sheets of paper. It was like an endless thing of what to sell. And we had each got a phone book, and she said, you're A, you're B, you're C. And we had to just start. And it was like, hi, are you interested in a package of click? Hi, are you interested hello, are you in... And then she had bells all over. So if you actually sold a photograph package to someone, you were supposed to get up in this dingy hotel room and ring the bell. No one rang the bell. And I said, can I rephrase this and just be like, hey, we're selling. You had to read the exact script. No one on earth let you get through 2 full pages. You got like 2 lines in and people hung up on you. I was like the saddest job. We were all just like sitting on a bed like, boop, 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 boop. Hello. Click.
Oh, wow. So now we'll see in the film, said there is, if you lose everything in life, I don't want to give too much away, but I mean, and all what's left is a box. Now, if you would lose everything, or if you could pack things and just have your box and leave, what would you put in your box?
My kids, my husband, and my dog.
Great.
It's a big box, but
big
I
box.
only need those things. Everything else can go. I don't want everything else to go, but they're the only things. Maybe some old pictures, but for the most part, if I know where my family is, and I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Red hair. Oh my
Love it.
God, it's looked so good on you. Was that something you always wanted to have?
I had red hair for a while, years ago, and I kind of love it. I feel like all my Irish heritage comes out like I love a redhead. My daughter was a redhead for like the first 2 years of her life, and I was so excited. And then it turned into a beautiful light brown. But I like a redhead. I may do it one of these days. I'm just gonna go red.
Yeah. So do you think your husband likes you better like that, or is the redhead?
I think he likes me like this. Luckily, I think he likes Michelle quite a bit, but it's a lot. There's a lot of work that goes into Michelle. Like, she's one of those women that's like, I'll see you in 3 hours when I'm done doing my makeup.
What was the best vacation you ever took, and where was it to? And why you liked it? What country was, or
I think the best vacation, we just did one not too long ago. We're way overdue for vacation, so we took like a mini one. Every once in a while we'll go for like 3 or 4 days. We'll go somewhere by the ocean, and somehow, and even though I live in California, I live in Los Angeles, I'm not at the ocean. It's like when you're here, you're not actually right by the water. When I get near the water, it's literally like someone gives me a sleeping pill. All of my I'm pretty spazzy. I'm always doing, like, if I'm reading something, I'm also doing this, and it's like I'm always juggling. I get next to the ocean, I'm like, I go from one couch to the next, just like passing out. Nice. Something crazy happens. So that was a pretty good vacation, because I literally just slept and like kept trying to read a book and then would pass out, and I'd wake up with like one of my kids on top of me. I was like,
nice. The boss, I mean, at work, your husband is the boss. At home, who's the boss?
We both are. We really honestly balance it really well. Like, I think neither one of us is there's no ego, or neither one of us is ever trying to win. I think we get along so well because we're like, yeah, we'll talk about it, we'll figure out what we both think, and then we'll go from there. We're pretty mellow about stuff. Like, we're not fighters. We're never competing against each other. It's just not. It's not how we go. I mean, at home, our kids win. Our kids are the boss, for sure. We don't have a shot. Not a shot. They control everything. I'm lucky I'm even out today.
Right, thank you so much.